Hi, everyone. Welcome to my podcast. My name is Meg, and this is Wellness Musings with Meg. Today, I want to talk about mainly women, women in the gym, women working out, because I've seen a lot of things online that have just made me think twice. And I think there's a few things that could potentially be said. A lot of women feel uncomfortable or don't have the confidence to go into the gym or exercise. I want to touch on that. I want to talk about like a little bit on some different ways or some different things that you can do to make yourself feel more confident in going into the gym. And I also want to touch really briefly on, I've seen a lot of videos lately about a lot of men commenting on what women wear in the gym. So I just want to touch really briefly on that. So let's get straight into it, and I'll see you on the other side. Hi, my name is Meg, and you are listening to the Wellness Musings with Meg podcast. I am a fully qualified beautician and yoga teacher who has studied and worked in health and wellness since 2017. I have been obsessed with wellness my entire life and have always wanted to share my passions more. If you love health, wellness, and yoga and want to learn more, this podcast is for you. I will be bringing you all things wellness, from diet and lifestyle to beauty tips and tricks, and of course, yoga as well. So grab yourself a green tea and find a tranquil spot, and let's jump in. I have been training my entire life pretty much. If it's not in the gym, when I was really, really young, I was a synchronized swimmer, I danced, I used to horse ride as well on occasion. I did long distance running. Then I got a bit older and I started training in the gym. Then I obviously became a yoga teacher, which, if you don't know who I am, that is what I do here. I teach yoga on YouTube. I also teach physically in person as well. I teach yoga classes. So it's safe to say that exercise has been a big part of my life, my entire life. And it's got me through the good, the bad, the ugly. It is the thing that I just love. I'm so grateful and so thankful for my workouts and for the knowledge I have, and to be able to exercise as much as I have, because it really is the thing that kind of keeps me going, really. And it's so good for you. We've talked about this so many times on this podcast. It's good for your physical health. We know that. It's great for your mental health. It has so many benefits, so many benefits. I was actually listening to the Doctor's Kitchen podcast, and they were talking about Alzheimer's and exercise, and there's so many things. It was mind-blowing. They were talking about doing long distance running and how that can help with brain health, and it can potentially prevent Alzheimer's disease. I highly recommend listening to this podcast. Fantastic. But it's just like the benefits of exercising is endless. And as someone who does it as their job, I train pretty much every single day. I really do think it's important that everyone should go. And it really saddens me when I meet people and they're like, oh, I could never go to the gym, or oh, I could never do that. I could never go and do that. I could never practice that. I could never train. I could never do that exercise class. And it's like a lack of confidence, a lack of like overthinking. It's crazy to me, because in my hardest times in my life, that's when I've used the gym more than anything else. So I know a few people who would love to go to the gym and they just they don't know what they're doing, is often the first one. So that makes them feel like they can't go. They're scared about being watched and judged. They don't feel comfortable. Like, there's so many different things that people have said. And I want to talk about how you can get by on all of these things. So if it's confidence, the first thing I will say is that confidence is a mental game. Even I, who has been training in the gym for many years, has days where their confidence is definitely higher than others. But I often find that the days when my confidence is lower are actually the most important days to go, because it makes you realize that you're silly. Like, people worry that people watch you in the gym, and they don't. Like, I train in the gym and I have never really cared about who else is in the gym, unless they're about to hurt me, which has never happened, but unless they're about to hurt me, or if I was looking and I could see that someone was seriously going to hurt themselves, that's the only time that I would say, oh, could you just be careful? Or, oh, wait 1 second. I think if you do that, you might XYZ. So nobody's watching. Nobody ever looks in the gym. If you're worried because you're new that people who are really good in the gym are going to judge you, I can promise you that the people who are really good at the gym are there to worry about themselves and not you. They're probably not, they haven't even noticed you're there. I have never looked at other people in the gym because what's the point? I'm there for me. I'm there to train myself. And I think that's a really important thing to remember when you do go to the gym. People feel, judged, uncomfortable. I think if you're a woman who's feeling uncomfortable, it's worth looking at some women-only gyms. There's a section in the gym that I'm at even, which is a women-only section, which can be really handy. I've actually never really used it myself, but it's a brilliant idea, and it's always full. It's always full with women. So obviously has its place and people love it, or women love it. So, and there are loads of women only gyms. There's actually one that's just opened up in London called the Girl Spot, which seems to have taken the internet a little bit by storm. I personally think it's a great idea. It's not a new thing. Women's only gyms have been a thing for ages, but this one has just done the marketing differently. And good on them, great. If you can go, or you want to find a women's only gym, that's something worth looking at. I think as well, if you want to join a gym or you want to exercise and you're scared about it, just go into a trial day, go and walk around. Every gym will let you go and have a little poke around. Some of them will even offer like a trial day, so you can literally go and do a workout. Not all of them will, but some of them will. But you'll instantly know, even from walking around a gym, if you're walking around, you will know if you're going to feel comfortable or not. You might look around and go, this is way too high tech for me. Everyone, like, the equipment is way too much. But I've been to a gym once in Wales, and it was like for bodybuilders, and it was in a warehouse, and it was freezing cold, and everyone was humongous, and it was predominantly men. And I went and I trained and I used it because that's where I was, and that's why it didn't faze me. But I like my creature comforts. I like heating in my gym when it's freezing cold, but I also like aircon in the summer when it's really, really hot. And I'm not really fazed by the people, to be honest, but I could tell that everyone that was there was like either competing or was like in that same sort of realm of training. And for me, as a little like yoga teacher, just doing a few hip thrusts and a few like barbell like curls and stuff, like it was just, I just go to strengthen my yoga practice more than anything else. So you can feel more confident and more comfortable in some gyms more than others. So it's always worth having a little look around and seeing what there is out there and seeing what makes you feel comfortable. And the gym doesn't necessarily have to be what you do. You could do swimming, you could do horse riding, you could do running, you could do even walking. There are so many different exercises. Zumba, spin classes, which I know a lot of gyms do, but even so, Pilates, yoga, the list is endless of things that you could do. Really is endless. And if it's about like leaving the house confidence, or if it's like you are worried about, I don't know, you don't know what the equipment's going to be like or how to do the exercises, Google it. Google something like, I want to build more strength in my arms. Ask ChatGPT, I want to build more strength in my arms. What gym exercises would you recommend? ChatGPT will give you a list, and then you could YouTube it. You could look it up. You'll be able to tell the people who are, because there are a lot of bad influencers out there, in my opinion. Well, actually, not even my opinion, it's dead obvious, that are literally creating gym content, yoga content, and it's not. It's mainly for OF. You'll be able to tell if the angle is at the best angle where you can actually see the exercise and the machine, if they talk you through how the machine works, if they talk you through how your spine needs to be, if they talk you through where your feet needs to be, if they actually explain how it works and it's professionally done, you can use that. That's kind of how I work with it. And when you go to a gym, there is always going to be, or there should always be, somebody there. So if you've got a piece of equipment and you're like, well, I don't know how this works, grab somebody, ask them, be like, how does this work? They're not going to charge you, or they shouldn't charge you to show you how a piece of machinery works. And they'll show you. The gym community is really lovely as well. I found, like, I've never really met anybody in a gym, not that I make friends or anything, but I've never really met anybody in a gym that isn't like friendly. So if you were really confused on something and maybe there's someone next to you that seems like they really know what they're doing, if you're like, hey, could you give me a tip? Or, you look like you really know what you're doing. Do you know how this piece of machinery works? Am I being really stupid? Like, why can I not get this to work? And they might literally just look at you. And I had this once actually where I was using what was I using? Oh, the cables. And there's like a lever to take the cable from up high to down at the bottom. And I literally could not pull the lever out. It needed some WD-40. And there was a guy next to me and I was like, hey, could you move that for me? Because for some reason, my hands, I'm just not strong enough to do it. And he just did it for me, and, easy peasy. And you should never feel bad about it. Honestly, everybody starts somewhere in the gym and everyone is kind of there to do their own thing. But they'll always help if they can. And as far as like what you wear in the gym as a woman, wear what you feel comfortable in. And I think this is really important. I've seen so many videos lately on the internet of men ranting about women's gym wear and how it's inappropriate and how it's not enough fabric and how it's too tight, but yet it's okay for them to go cycling in lycra. Like, just wear what you feel comfortable in. Wear what you know you're going to train in and be comfortable training in. So, for example, if I'm doing a yoga class and I know I'm going to be doing loads of inversions, handstands, moving my arms up a lot, I'm not going to wear something low cut. But if I'm going to be in the gym and I'm going to be running and I'm going to be sweating, which when I'm in the gym, I really can't stress this enough. When I find it so funny when I see these videos of men saying that women aren't wearing very much fabric in the gym. When I train, and never have I ever worried about like dressing for other people. I know there are some girls that do, and that's fine. That's okay. But when I go in the gym, I don't dress for anybody else. I dress for myself. If I'm going into the gym and I'm wearing a small like sports bra and a small pair of shorts, it's because best believe I'm going to be doing a bloody hard workout. And also what I find crazy is that these people feel entitled, I don't know, crazy enough to think that women dress for them in the gym because they're wearing a small amount of clothes, where I can very easily say, like, I could wear whatever, but my hair is going to be greasy probably when I'm in the gym because I haven't washed it, and I'm not going to wear any makeup because I'm going to sweat it off. Like I'm going to sweat, I'm going to stink because I'm working out in the gym. I'm working out as hard as I can, and I'm trying to work out as much as possible. Like I want to break a sweat. I want to smell. When I leave the gym, if I smell good, I'm like, well, that wasn't a good enough workout. If I leave the gym and I haven't broken a sweat, I'm like, well, why? What has happened? Why am I not breaking a sweat? What do I need to amp up? What do I need to do up more? Like, I find that crazy. So if you're watching this and you're somebody who is crazy enough to think that, I know, like I said, there will be some women, and if that is you and you are going to go to the gym with your hair done and a full face of makeup and tiny little gym clothes, great, good for you. Like, honestly, fantastic. You do you, that's you. But please don't think that all women do that, because really 90% of women who go to the gym are there to make themselves feel better, not to make you feel better. So just bear that in mind. And when you do go to the gym as a woman, don't feel like if it's boiling hot, if it's 27 degrees outside, don't feel like you can't wear a pair of shorts, because I'll go to the gym and it doesn't bother me at all. But a lot of men will actually take their tops off and work out topless. So I do find that crazy that people will create these videos. I don't know if they're doing it for attention and they're getting it because I'm doing this video now, but like why they think that a woman who, yeah, might be wearing a low cut crop top and a pair of shorts, but it's okay for men to go in like lycra shorts and no top to work out. Like, you're there to train, you're there to work out, you're there to get hot, you're there to get a sweat. That's what the gym is there for. That's the whole purpose of it. So I don't know why people think that it's okay to judge. So if you are a woman or anybody and you're nervous about going to the gym, please don't. Please go and do it for you. Find a gym where you feel comfortable. Find classes where you feel comfortable. Find or create a gym community or a workout community. Find your people. Like, I personally, I mean, I know I teach a lot of yoga classes, so I have like my students, and that's lovely. But as far as in the actual gym is concerned, I don't really know anybody. I don't speak to anybody because when I turn up, I look like a gremlin. And I smell. If I was halfway through a workout and I had a gym buddy who came over to me and was like, "Oh my God, hi, can I have a hug?" I'd be like, no, I stink so bad. I'm covered in sweat. My hair is greasy. I'm tired. Like, no. So that's why I personally don't really have, I'm nice to everybody, but I don't really have like a gym community. I go, I do my thing, I go home. And that's that. But please don't feel like whether it's people on the internet have made you feel uncomfortable about going to a gym, or whether it's like an internal thing or you're, self-doubting, please don't feel like you can't go, because the only person that's going to miss out is you, because there are so many benefits to doing all of these different workouts. So I'm going to love you and leave you with that. And I really hope that this has made somebody feel confident enough to go. Do it for you. Do it for your body. Do it for your mental health. Do that exercise to make you feel better, nobody else. There's so many different ways that you can do it, so many different ways you can incorporate exercise into your life. Do it for you. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Only positive comments, please. I really want to stress that. And yeah, I look forward to talking with you again soon. Thanks. Bye.